Segment 2 of the show. Eric and Jordan here with you, talking about television, movies, streaming updates, all the news that is fit to print. And as always, when we start segment 2, we talk about things that we are watching, we are reading, we are consuming. Jordan, what have you been up to?
As of right now, I'm caught up with It. Welcome to Derry. I watched episode 2 and 3. I'm hooked. I like this show a lot. I don't know if you would like it. It's pretty gory. Episode 2 had some shit in there that I don't think you would like. Episode 3 was a little more tame, some more backstory, which I thought was very, very interesting. Episode 4 drops tonight as we do this show on a random Sunday. So I'll have another episode to watch tonight. But I very much like it. Very, very good so far. I went to the theater and saw Predator Badlands. And I got to say, that movie's fun as shit. Like, it was well worth going to go see. It's a fun movie. PG-13, and the reason why is that all the enemies and all the they're all creatures or robots. So there's no human blood, there's no language, so it was easily dumbed down to a PG-13, making it more accessible to a lot of people. It's a fun movie. Like, it was really, really good. I liked that they kind of take it from the Predators' perspective. That it's a race of creatures called Yautja. I like Elle Fanning. She was really good. She plays 2 different characters, 2 sisters, Thea and Tessa. And Thea is the one that you see in the trailers a lot. She's cut in half.
Yeah.
There's a reason being, one of the big creatures took, cut her in half and she got taken over. And then her sister is Tessa. She's more, got to listen to mother, got to listen to, finish the mission kind of thing. She's kind of a bitch. It's really, really cool. It's a really cool movie. It made a lot of money, a lot more than anyone predicted it would make. I hope this guy just says, fuck it. For the rest of my directing career, I'm going to make Predator movies, because that was cool. And it ends in a way where you can go past where you ended it and do a whole new movie, and it would be fucking awesome. So very, very cool.
This tie into that TV show that you liked?
The one
Alien Earth or whatever?
No, completely different. No, because this Predator movie takes place in the furthest part of the future that any of the Aliens or Predator movies have ever gone to. So completely separated from it. And Weyland-Yutani is still in existence, but it is far removed from that, because Alien Earth takes place closer to the original Aliens movie, or the Alien movie. So completely separate. This is really cool because, like, you don't have to have seen any of the other Predator movies, the Aliens movies, the Aliens versus Predator. You don't have to see those to get this movie and enjoy it. It's nice to see things because, like, earlier on they were showing, like, okay, where do you want to go hunt? And he's flipping through all these holograms, and you see the Indian woman from Prey, which was kind of a nice little nod back to the Prey movie that came out on Hulu, which honestly should be in the theaters, but here we are. Same director, so they did a little nod to that. Obviously, Weyland-Yutani is ubiquitous with, like, Aliens and the Predator movies. But honestly, you can watch this movie not knowing anything and still really, really enjoy it. So it was super fun. And then I watched Frankenstein over on Netflix. 2.5 hour movie. It's one of those rare ones for me that honestly you could have tacked on another 30, 40 minutes with the creature and I would have not cared one bit. I enjoyed every bit of that movie. It's gorgeous. Guillermo del Toro did an amazing job. I thought everyone did well. It's kind of split into 2 halves where you got, well, it's probably a little more lopsided, where you got
much like the
Frankenstein's version of the story, and then the creature tells his side of the story and what happened and why he's doing what he's doing. And it's fantastic. I think I've never seen any movies with Jacob Elordi, who plays the creature. He did fantastic. I thought that was a great movie. So I know you ended up watching. What did you think?
I did. I thought, in typical Guillermo del Toro style, very beautiful,
gorgeous,
long view of scenery.
Yeah.
Like the wide shots, everything. That tower is amazing. Yeah. The inside of the tower is great. Outside of the tower was fantastic. The whole thing surrounding the boat in the ice bar, stuck in the ice, was great until not much of a spoiler. Great till the end to realize when they're talking about how trapped they are, it's the dead of winter. They got to break through the ice, and then realize they were maybe several yards from the actual ocean itself, that they could have just went backwards.
You got to think it's probably like the 1800s. They don't have a lot of machinery to do this, and it's hard pack, man. They're stuck.
Right.
They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, when they pushed the boat at the end, and I went, that's how far they were from the ocean.
So close.
That was a little annoying. I was fascinated by the tower. Like I kept everything with the tower. The fact
practical set, like all the inside was all practical. So was the boat. They built the boat and they built that tower.
Something so off-putting about that top part of the tower where it just has the hole that's
the hole and the spiral. Yeah.
Like it's perfectly rounded and pours down to that next level.
Mm-hmm.
Like what would have there been the reason for that to be in there? Was that in the tower in the first place, or did they put that in when they renovated?
I don't know.
Anyway, thing was great. Love the whole thing there. The monster, not what I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
Like the lore behind the monster and to get to the monster. Okay. How the monster developed, not what I was expecting. I would love to know where the translation gets lost between when Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein to where we got the monster with the flat top and the nuts and bolts in the neck.
Right? Like you think,
where do you make the transition from regenerating live organs and live pieces to become an existing body to that thing that got struck by lightning and had the bolts in the neck and all this other shit that the Universal Monster series came?
Mm-hmm.
Was that just creative license that Universal took?
I'm sure it was Universal.
Or is there a story that I'm missing in between?
No, I don't think. I think Universal really definitely like took license and decided to do something that would change the way Boris Karloff looked. You needed to alter it. I mean, you got to think makeup at the time was, pretty rudimentary. So they had to just build something that changed the way he looks and make him look more than human. And what you do is you just, you make his giant head squared off, put the bolts in, and then you're good. This definitely gives you more of a, we have to literally build a human. He was sawing feet off. He was breaking bones. This movie was gory, but in such a way that was like so interesting. He was
spatchcocking human beings,
bro. It was so like when I don't know if did I tell you this the other night when I told my brother this and he laughed at me when he hooked up the wires. And this is going to lead into one of the other things you didn't like about this movie. When he hooked up to the wires and he had that guy leaned over, he was on the table and you see his back like fucking butterflied open.
Mm-hmm.
And he had the wires in and he had that realization, I have to switch something. And he switched it. When he turned that on and that corpse rose up and it had no bottom jaw and was just screaming the death scream.
Yeah.
Scared the shit out of me. I wasn't expecting that particular emotion to happen. But everything else was fantastic. Now, there is a moment that leads up to that particular thing that you may have had a few issues with when he was relaxing, getting his thoughts together.
Let me lead into that. Okay, let me lead into my aggravation. Don't direct me to what I already told
I'm just telling you, this is the setup. This is your moment.
I'm glad you brought up the scene about the split open kind of cadaver on the table. Because I did forget about that scene, but that was a horrific scene. Something about that board that what was the guy's name who was funding it? The real guy, the actor's name.
Christoph Waltz.
Christoph Waltz. When he was showing, he goes, "Hey, I think this might be the way to lead to what you're looking to do." And then he realized, "Oh, you're right. But if I reorganize this, that's the way to do it."
It was more of like he's like, no one's been able to access that kind of stuff going through here.
It was like a lymphoid system he had on there.
Yeah, and he's like, "No, and then through the back." I'm like.
And when they recreated it and they were showing more of the lymphoid system as an electrical system,
right?
That kind of freaked me out just because that's inside you. But to see the visualization of that, it was like, oh my God, that's real.
Yeah.
Not what they're doing with it, but the fact that it's there and how it's acting is real. I was like, oh crap, that's kind of terrifying. some of the stuff with the monster wasn't that scary, but back in the day, it would have been terrifying because, you've seen more now than you did back then. What was really scary to me was when he was climbing up on the top of the tower to put the second part of the silver lightning rod together. Mm-hmm. That dynamic view where the camera kind of shifts up to look down.
You really see how high up he was.
That freaked me out. And then you saw the lightning hit the water not that far from the tower. That was freaking me out. Yeah, a lot of the stuff where he was finding bodies on the battlefield and everything, that's just gross. I don't like that.
Or where early on where he was like talking to people and he goes, "Oh no, he's not going to work. You would have died anyway." He's at public executions waiting to get people, and he was interviewing them before. And
the one guy is like, "You should thank God you're being hanged today."
Yeah, and you're like, honestly, whoa. With your dental work the way it is, you were gonna die soon anyway.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh my God.
And the fact that, and it just shows it was perfect for the times. Something that's so completely treatable and not a death threat or death sentence to anybody now was considered your life is over. He had syphilis.
Yeah, Harlander had it. Yeah,
Mercury. Oh, syphilis. Yeah, one night with Venus. Leads to a lifetime of Mercury. And he's like playing it off, and you're like, "Well, you're already dead. There's no one." I'm like, "Oh, right. Syphilis was not a treatable thing back then." Anyway, so the most offensive part of the whole movie,
so funny to me.
There's this scene where Oscar Isaac gets up out of a bath and he's walking around. He walks past a table and you're just seeing, and it's like that actually grossed me out the most of everything here. And I go, there was no need for this shot whatsoever. None. There was nothing to a story, nothing to enhance a moment, an environment, a thought, a feeling. There was just no need to show him nude coming out of a bath. And it was only a couple seconds. It's
still barely a moment. He's laying in the bath. The water's a little murky, so you're not seeing the bits and pieces. He's laying there. He's relaxing. He's frustrated that he's not cracked this code, and he has that epiphany. He gets up. You don't see the front. He gets up. You see him bare-assed walk over to the cadaver. That's it. It's less than 3 to 4 seconds of time seeing Oscar Isaac's ass, and this man here was so offended by it, he had to literally make a note on our show sheet. And before we did this, I even mentioned it, and I was laughing. I was like, out of all this 2.5 hour movie, this is his issues. And I'm just like, nothing else offended you as much as this particular thing. You saw wolves. There was a part.
The wolves were awesome.
The wolves
in that cabin.
I was punching the air when he grabbed the one wolf, grabbed it by the nape of its neck in the back. Yep. And ripped the skin all the way to snout. And you see it happen in real time. And I'm just like, this is my favorite. I'm not even kidding. And I don't want to sour anybody on this. This is my favorite movie of the year.
I'm sad that the wolves killed Doctor Who. But other than that, when he destroyed the black wolf, the head of the pack, and just threw it down on the ground for the others to look, and they all ran away.
There are moments in this movie where he goes up and he's fighting people and he like rips a guy's jaw off. Like the guy's like, "Fuck you, I'm going to kill you." And he's like, "I'm good." And just rips it. This is one of my favorite movies of the year. And it's gorgeous. It's shot well. Dialogue is great. Eric hates Oscar Isaac's ass, but it's so fucking good. It's one of those, like,
I'm not a fan of male nudity.
It needs to go. It needed to stay in the theater a lot longer.
Even a funny, gratuitous butt shot, like a mooning scenario or pressed against. Even that I don't. You
didn't like. God, what was it?
Big Red Tower here. To this day, I still laugh at the back of the ball silhouette at the end of Zack and Mary. No.
You don't like the towel open whacking of Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
No.
The helicopter?
Don't want any of that.
Oh, Eric.
None.
None of this is even
knowing what we know with this movie. What if they took this as an offshoot and then turned Frankenstein? He can't die. He regenerates or whatever. What if he becomes Wolverine?
Because Wolverine's even taller than he's.
Maybe this is the Logan origin story that we don't know.
No, I don't know. But
I don't know. DC does those weird one-off crossed tales with other properties now and then. What if they did a Logan story where he really was from Mary Shelley's Frankenstein?
I mean, that could be cool.
It would be cool. Like, he still goes through the whole thing where then, he's tortured and gets the adamantium skeleton fused to him. But his original origins, his regenerative properties all came from he was the Frankenstein monster.
I mean, stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
But anyway, my favorite movie.
I thoroughly liked this.
It was really good. How did you feel about the length? Like, did you watch it all the way through? Or
I didn't even notice it.
Exactly.
I didn't notice it. It's like a 2.5 hour movie.
2.5 hours. Yeah.
I didn't even notice it. And nowadays you would be very mindful of the time because of the way our brains are conditioned now for the way we consume media and what have you. I was sitting here working. I was watching it back and forth. And when it came to the end, I went, oh my God, it was 2.5 hours.
I kind of wish there was at least 30 more minutes of just the creature's version of the story. Like, a lot of it was him learning language, meeting the family in the cabin, being the force spirit, doing all that stuff. And then I feel like once he ended up leaving that area, the wolf thing happened, everything. And then he goes to find Victor. I feel like that was way too fast. Like, once you got to that point, they kind of just like, let's gloss this over real quick and get to the end of the story. And I'm like, you could have padded that at least a little more.
Let me ask you this. Your thoughts. The fiance.
Can't stand her. I really don't like her as an actress, but whatever.
Who is she as an actress?
Mia Goth.
All right. I don't really know her.
She was in the Triple X movie. She was in Pearl. She was in
I didn't see
Cure
those.
for Wellness. Yeah. Like,
I gotta watch those.
Not a huge fan of hers.
But anyway, the fiance. If given the chance, she was going to sleep with the monster, right?
I feel like it.
Yeah.
I feel like there was that curiosity.
Because at first you think, oh, she's with the younger brother. And then she meets Frankenstein. You think there's going to be like, I hate you, you hate me kind of thing going on. But she really stuck to her guns and her principles, wanted nothing to do with it. She goes, I promised myself to somebody else, married the brother. But she didn't even really want to be with the brother. When the monster came around, she seemed to be like she wanted to bang the monster.
I think she was attracted more to the innocence of him. Like, I don't know if it was a motherly innocence, but it was just she was an Epstein monster.
She was on the Frankenstein list.
But, I think she liked the scientific curiosity of Victor Frankenstein, but I think she hated his arrogance. And toward the end of it, when she found out that he had created the monster and he was treating it the way it does, that's when Herb said, you know what? I can't. I'm definitely going to marry your brother. You may not be the one I want to be with, but you're a fucking asshole and I'm not going to do it.
What if Frankenstein went in a different direction? Because at first he was amazed. He was like really palling around with the monster, wanted to see where this could go. What is it capable of? And then for some reason, because it only kept saying Victor, that pissed him off and he wanted nothing to do with it. I don't know. Because there wasn't really, at least for me, I didn't see a full, clear situation that turned him.
It's because you're not thinking of it as generational trauma. So, his dad was an asshole. His dad didn't like him. His dad was wanting him to be the best. His dad beat him when he didn't get an answer right. His dad shaped how he treated things. So when he didn't get the response he wanted back immediately, it was treat him with the stick, hit him, chain him up. So when he wasn't getting the quick, and because he thought, I've put a brain in, I am molding him to be like me. He's going to be the super creature of everything. He's going to be the best of the best. And when he had to treat him as a child and teach him step by step, he couldn't handle it because of the way he was brought up. So there was a lot of generational trauma. There was a lot of issues with how he approached it. And that's what his downfall was, is that he did not want to put the time into creating this smart creature and teach it the way it should have been treated. He didn't treat it with kindness. So when he wasn't getting, that's why he did what he did. That's why when the creature spoke Elizabeth's name, he got the love, the care that Victor never got.
Just like the younger brother. All right. At the time, maybe because I was doing work, I didn't put that together. The way you just said it now fully makes sense. And
it's like later when the creature finds Victor and says, I want you to create me a companion. Victor immediately associates companion with sex, woman, needing to have that physical relationship. The creature never mentioned any of that. The creature wanted someone that would last as long as he is, so he doesn't have to be alone in the world. So Victor is very fucked up. And it's like, at first you're very enthralled by him. You want him to create the creature. You want to be that. But the moment you realize he's really a fucking asshole and you don't like what he's doing, the tone shifts. And you're at this point going, I'm rooting for the fucking creature. I want him to fucking beat his ass. I want some shit to happen. Like when that castle blows and Victor gets blown across the walk area and smashes his leg into bits, you're like, oh, that's how that happened. Holy shit, that's fucking awesome. The creature just needed to be treated, like a child and raised as a child. And that's why, with the people in the cabin, he started to learn language, and he was following the lessons of the little girl. Victor just didn't have the patience for that. And again, it comes down to the way his father treated him as a child. It's like generational trauma is a real fucking thing. You've got parents who act a certain way and they treat you a certain way. You could either break that or you can continue that on. It's like, a lot of my upbringing, why I'm cool with my kids, it's because my dad was never there. My dad was a fucking asshole, and I choose not to be that way. Sometimes you see your parents and yourself and how you approach things, and you could either choose to do it or you can choose to be different. And Victor didn't do that. And Victor tried to teach the monster or the creature the same way his father tried to teach him. And, and that's why he wore gloves the whole movie. Like, if you noticed it, he was always wearing those red gloves. It's because his father fucking told him, these are the tools of your craft. I'm not going to beat you on your hands because these are your instruments. And that's why he smacked him in the face, because he goes, your face is vanity. Your microphone is not working.
Sorry, I muted one of those topics. The red gloves I thought was just an interesting aesthetic, to go with everything. But two, because he's going to be handling decaying and dead stuff, bacteria. I just thought it was, a health concern. Yeah, from all of that.
It was protecting.
Not really thinking about
his instrument,
the hands, but we could go that way. All in all, Frankenstein, very good. It's available now on Netflix. Do go out there and watch it.
There might be some showing still in the theater. The movie's big. I like visually big. I would see it in the theater.
And this is coming from a guy who's all but told the theater to go F themselves. I really have no desire to go see a movie in a theater unless it's something really special that captivates my imagination, that I'm like, I'm going to go see that in the theater. There hasn't been that in a long time. And I think that's the first movie I've sat down and watched in a while.
Yeah.
Because I haven't watched a lot of television, a lot of movies in a long time.
Well, and a lot of the time you sit there at home and you play on your phone, you'll look up the internet, you'll do all this stuff. This is one of those ones I sat down and watched 2.5 hours straight. I didn't move. I didn't get up. I didn't just pause it to go to the bathroom. I didn't look at my phone. Like I was fucking eyes glued to the screen.
I'm not one for to break down artistic scenery and direction and all that stuff. But the ice scenes with the way the sunlight was hitting it from the direction in there, and that kind of captain's cabin on the ship was very awesome. Everything looked amazing.
Yeah, good. All of that a lot of good production went into this. And
I saw something online before I watched this movie where people were praising the movie, saying like, "See, this is what you can do with practical effects and not relying on AI to do a movie. That still can be done." People were sitting there and it goes, "Oh, really? That's thing fake. This is fake, and this is." It's like, CGI is not AI, you idiots. CGI is computer generated, but you're building it to look exactly a way to fit a scene that you're doing. You're not having AI create the entire world plus the actors plus everything else in there, so that you don't have to build anything or have people actually create emotion or story or anything to the property.
I think there's a room for both. Like, CGI can enhance something in a way or bring something to life that you just can't build. But then I think there definitely is a need to have a non-green screened movie and have some physicality to the environment you're in. He built that ship, so the ship was physical. People were on that ship. Maybe the background was a green screen. Maybe all this, obviously the weather.
But that's that's where people are going now. These people that are pro AI everything now, we're like, well, you still had this. There are plenty of sets,
right,
that are built practical. I mean, you can see the Marvel behind the scenes stuff. They like the Thanos scenes where they were fighting, the death scene of Thanos and Iron Man. They built the terrain. The rest of it was all blue, walled off, so they could get the type of daytime, the distant scenery, all that stuff. But everything else was there. It wasn't that the whole thing was blue screened and they're just acting in a room where there's nothing there. And you got to pretend that you're leaning on this. You got to pretend that the vehicle's over there. You got to pretend all of this stuff's there. The practical effects is what he did. And then, yes, he had the blue, because you're not going to you're not building this near an ocean.
No.
So you do have to have some of that stuff. But they're blurring the lines now of like, well, CGI still, it's like CGI is not AI. You could use AI to make CGI, I'm sure, at some point, which I think would be useful when you have practical sets and use the AI, the CGI to build everything else.
But what I like about Guillermo del Toro is that he even relies on puppetry, like the beginning where he was like trying to this is what you can do with a cadaver and stuff like that. Like that was someone was back there with a remote and pneumatic tubes and stuff like that and animating this corpse in front of his teachers and the school. That was practical. That wasn't a CGI corpse. Someone didn't have to do it. That was a puppet. It looked like a puppet, but it also looked really cool. Same with the one that leaned up off the table and screamed when he, the wiring and stuff like that. There is room for practicality, and
there's Muppetry afoot.
There's Muppetry. There was Muppets in this. It was the best thing of Frankenstein ever. It was just then you can sprawl it off into the Forgetting Sarah Marshall with the Dracula Muppets, and then we can have a whole universe of just Frankenstein Muppets. But yeah, no, I did like the practicality of this movie, and I think it showed in everything, and I really did enjoy it. So it was cool. To wrap all this stuff up before we go into the next stuff, I've been playing Outer Worlds 2. It's pretty good. Black Ops 7 just came out. The campaign so far is pretty garbage. You can't even pause it. You can't pause the campaign. It's live online constantly, even though if you're not playing with friends, you can't pause the game. And if you stay away for too long, like say you just pop yourself somewhere so you can, keep playing the game, it logs you out. Like you get fucking logged out, and it's terrible, and I hate it. And then the other thing I've been playing, and Eric did get to play with us for a little bit. Me and my son, we played Fortnite together.
I'll be around later tonight, I guess.
Sure, yeah.
I am so far. I got a lot of quest things to do. I've been dropping in and going to places that the other people aren't going to.
Yeah, it's the best.
Just to try to do I don't care if the storm hits me. I'm trying to get all these little side quests done.
I was gonna say they just added Lisa Simpson over in the mayor's office area, so she's in her little robot suit, and you can do her side.
Can you send me a link to some? Because I can't find where all the campaigns are.
Okay.
If you have a link to something, send that to me so I know where I'm going and what I'm doing. Because I did the couch gag thing. I did something at Camp Krusty. I did the flag.
Yeah, where it raises the Bart.
I did.
Me and my son did the Lisa Simpson, and she gave me Moe's gun, where it's like a rifle, but then it's got like 4 other guns on the outside. It's fucking hilarious. I was laughing so hard holding that thing.
I did the thing by the Springfield Hollywood sign.
Yeah.
Where the donuts were falling from the sky.
I actually took a picture because I wasn't sure if you were playing yet of that happening. I was taking screenshots, and I was just like, this is fun as shit.
Somebody said if there's a Marge character or something nearby. I haven't seen it.
See, there's the donuts falling down. I was Rick.
Somebody says if there's the Marge character nearby, you'll hear her groan off into the side. She goes, "Oh, it's raining again!" From the Hollywood, from the Horror Nights, not Horror Nights, Treehouse of Horror.
Treehouse of Horror.
Right.
That's funny. There's a moment where if you wear the skin, like if you're Flanders, and if you go up to Homer at the power plant, he goes, "Stupid Flanders." Every time.
He does?
That was hilarious. My son was Flanders and I was Rick. We dropped in. He goes, "Watch what happens." So we go up to, and he just goes, "Stupid Flanders."
The 3 times I've been near Flanders, he's not killed me.
When you go into his house?
Yeah, when he's there. Yeah. Now, other people show up and start doing things. Flanders goes apeshit and starts killing all those people. But he doesn't, if I'm in the area, he doesn't shoot me because I didn't interact with him. He leaves you alone.
So no, unless you mess with certain ones, the only ones that attack you on sight are usually Witch Marge. She'll she'll go after you. Krusty the Clown will go after you if you go near him, so you can get his little Krusty gun, which they already dumbed down because it was too powerful. And Evil Homer. And those are like the three bosses. Oh, there's Mo now. Mo's in here. So we fought Mo the other day over near where were we at? We were near Springfield Gorge, and he was over there, and we fought him.
All right, I'll have to look for him.
So yeah, but they're not like in particular spots. Like they move around. Those ones aren't fixated.
Right.
So but yeah, we'll run with
I'll have to hop in there and look for more stuff. Before we get out there now, Say Ranger in the chat saying, do you watch Mr. Nelson's videos on DC, Marvel comics, and movies? He's on you pretty late, but there's times I pop in. He's usually doodling. He's a good artist. He draws stuff, and I'll pop into his channel once in a while and say hello when I get the chance if I see that he's on. Super chat coming in. Looney Tunes critic, $2. You guys watching Pluribus?
Not yet. I want to.
I am not. Brody told me about it a couple of weeks ago. But I don't have Apple TV, and he says it's on Apple TV. But my kid was putting on Addams Family because she's obsessed with that show, and she's watching it through Amazon Prime right now. Apparently, there's some cross promotion thing. You can watch Pluribus on Amazon Prime Video.
Interesting.
So I don't have Apple TV I haven't had it over a year. Whenever Ted Lasso ended, but I will. I'm gonna go try Pluribus on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out myself. I like Vince Gilligan. He's the one that did Breaking Bad. So he created this one. The premise sounds really cool. It's like about a woman in Albuquerque where she's like one of like 13 people who aren't a part of a hive mind that ended up happening to the rest of the earth because of aliens. And like they're constantly trying to like recruit her into the hive, but she's like immune to it or something.
Right.
But so I'm very interested in it. I just haven't had the time yet, so I want to sit down and watch that.
I am getting yelled at, so I need to move this show on.
Let's wrap it up. What's out now?
There's somebody that wants to go to the toy store, and I've told I made a promise, and I have not done it yet.
Oh yeah, you ready to wrap this up?
Let's go into what's out right now in theaters. Now You See Me, Now You Don't. What is that?
That's the third Now You See Me movie with the magic and all that stuff.
With what's his name from Social Network and Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
All right. So, I like the first two movies.
It's the third one. The reviews
Isn't Michael Caine in that movie too?
He was in the first two, not in this third one. I don't think. Reviews have not been super favorable. Like they've been kind of like middling kind of reviews, but it made a lot of money this weekend apparently. So good on them. I like that.
I'll wait for that to come out on demand. The reboot of The Running Man, which I don't know if I really give a shit about.
I love the director. I just don't. I'm kind of tired of the main guy.
Yeah,
like he's everywhere now. It's like fuck off.
And then Rental Family. What is that?
Brendan Fraser, because I guess rents a family in Japan. Like this is actual service in Japan where you can rent family members to kind of like be your friendly and hang out and do stuff. I guess that's the premise of this movie. So I haven't seen it. I'll check it out though.
All right. We just mentioned on Apple TV. Also, Amazon Prime. Pluribus is available there. Also on Amazon Prime. Bat Fam looks fucking terrible.
Horrible.
And James Gunn just continues to ruin this whole DC revival that he
really starting to kind of be against it all that.
Everything is just garbage he's putting out.
Right.
Over on Netflix, Being Eddie. What is that?
It's an Eddie Murphy documentary.
Oh, is that with the clip where him with the puppets?
Yep.
I forgot to bring that clip here, but he has got the Bill Cosby puppet and the Richard Pryor puppet yelling at each other.
Yeah, that's
Very
what that
funny.
is. It's a documentary.
So I'm going to go watch that. And then, of course, in my household, Gabby's Dollhouse has a brand new season coming out on the 17th there. Over on HBO Max, we're going to hit episode 4 of It, Welcome to Derry. I know Jordan will be all over that. Over on Disney Plus and Hulu, Freakier Friday, Twisted Wonderland, which is an anime, and Fortnite Simpsons.
Yeah, they're putting out the little clips of Simpsons Fortnite stuff.
The stuff that Mike worked on.
Yep. So
our pal Mike worked on animating all that stuff.
Yeah, he's been streaming that a lot too, which is pretty cool.
He's been loving it. He goes, "I'll stop playing when this is done." He's making it. It's funny. He's been putting out clips. Anybody that is wearing the Peter Griffin outfit, the character, he purposely goes and ruins their game.
Good.
Yeah.
That's
He's
awesome.
Very anti-Family Guy. So he goes out and anybody who's there dressed as Peter Griffin, he doesn't care what happens in the game. He goes and kills them so that they can't compete.
That's funny.
Out on demand, Roofman, which I'm so excited. I want to go see that.
Yeah, me too.
Channing Tatum about the guy that was living in a Toys R Us for a long, long time and while going out and robbing places. Coming up next week on Netflix, Man on the Inside Season 2. What is that?
Ted Danson show, where he, I guess, gets recruited to kind of spy inside this retirement community. So he's in that. The first season was pretty good. I don't know why they went to the second season, but who knows? And
then in theaters, the second part of Wicked comes out.
I'm so over that shit.
And then another Sisu movie?
Yes, it's out this week. I think it's out next week.
I remember Gittles telling me about that first one. That was weird. That was a lot of fun, but it's a bizarre movie.
Yeah, they made a sequel.
So Sisu, Road to Revenge. I'll wait for that to be on a streaming or what have you. This isn't coming out anytime soon. This is coming out on February 13th. But if you haven't, go see the trailer for Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
So it's the guy who did the first 3 Pirates movies, Gore Verbinski. Yeah, he directed this. And I watched the trailer after you had mentioned it, and that's wild looking.
Yeah, it's insane.
That looks fun.
What this essentially does, I'm so tired of zombies. I have not liked zombies for the last decade. I'm zombied out. I don't know why it still proceeds to go forward and everybody incorporates zombies. Maybe it's dying out. Look at Black Ops 7. They put the zombie stuff in there and everyone's saying it's terrible. Maybe this puts a rest on zombie shit for a while. But it's retelling a lore about zombies that it looks like that it's AI that created zombies, not a viral infection.
It reminds me of there was a book that Stephen King wrote that I think ended up being a movie and it was terrible. It was called Cell, where it's like a cell phone signal, if you were on your phone or whatever, fucked up, rewired your brain and basically essentially made you zombies and stuff like that. This sounds like it's kind of like a hybrid of that. So it's kind of evolved into AI and an app or whatever, causing people to get fucked up and become zombies. And it looks fun.
I'm interested. Really it looks like a big mess, but in the right way.
Yeah, because it's like someone comes back from the future, says this is what's going to happen, and then he recruits people to fucking fight back, and it looks silly. It looks silly and stupid and fun, and yeah, I'm excited for that one.
All right, let's get to Jordan with the news. Damn it! I forgot we did have something here today for the news thing here. Libsyn has come on board and is sponsoring the entertainment portion of the show.
Has that started?
It started. I don't have. Oh, they're going to hate me for this. Well, let's try to make something out of here. So Libsyn, if you're not familiar, if you're looking to do an audio kind of podcast, Libsyn is one of those network services that you can sign up with that helps you out with all the kinds of tools and everything you need to get your podcast started, get your things distributed to all the platforms, all from one spot. You're talking if you need to go to Apple, if you need to go to Spotify, all the others. What's that shitty one in India that we went on that I didn't realize about that picked us up? I'm sure because remember Deezer was a thing for a minute.
Deezer was a big thing. Yeah,
you can it can get you into everywhere and any place you need to be. I even think they do something with Spotify video.
Yeah, they do podcast audio. They do video. It's a great place to host and do all that stuff. It makes it simple to get into it. Like, we don't need any more people getting into our gig here. We really want to be the sole focus of your attention.
What are we, Opie? Only 5 people could do this.
Only
I'm one of them.
But
you're not, Greg. You can't even do this one thing right. I'm sorry. It's hard to tell.
But it definitely helps host your podcast. You can track your metrics, help with monetization, advertising, that whole thing, and it's a great way to do that.
Yes, and right now you get some sort of deal. I forget what the discount is, but if you go to Libsyn, you go to sign up and use the promo code. It's Eric Nagel. All one word. It will sign you up there. It helps our show out. It will definitely help you out, give you the resources and the tools that you need, and live people. Their chat support service, you reach out to them They're very reasonable with their windows about getting back in touch with you to help out with anything that you may have. So go, if you're looking to do an audio podcast and sign up. Look, people are poo-pooing audio lately, but audio is still a massive audience.
Still a good way to do it.
Podcast. Videos definitely is a big thing too. But there's still people who go out there that listen to true crime, that listen to comedy, talk shows, all of those things while they're doing other things, and they can't sit down there to watch the video clips or watch the podcast as it's happening on Twitch or on YouTube or those kind of places like we do. You have the audio version. So if you want to sign up and do your own thing, go to Libsyn. Go to sign up. Use promo code It's Eric Nagel. Jordan, what's with the news?
That was wonderful. Thanks. Oh, so once again, Eric being the prescient, the prognosticator, the man with the pulse on the people. He knows what's up. Our boy, Joe Hendry.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Has officially signed with the WWE.
We knew it was coming.
The man, the myth, the
and
legend.
Rumored to appear on Raw this Monday at Madison Square Garden for the Last Time Is Now tournament of who will face John Cena for his last match.
Because you have been talking about him possibly being part of that last match.
Well, he's got a couple left. And because John's going to be at Raw on Monday, and then I think his last thing is in December for a Saturday night main event, which is live on NBC and Peacock. So last week on Friday for SmackDown, there was rumors of a mystery opponent in the tournament, and they thought some people thought it was going to be Joe Hendry. I thought it was going to be Joe Hendry. Turned out to be something equally as good. Our pal Matt Cardona showed up. He returned as Zack Ryder to the WWE. He made his return. He was in the tournament. He lost to another favorite of ours, LA Knight, who proceeds to go ahead for the tournament. But it was great to have Matt Cardona back. We've talked to Matt, I think once. It was at the Funko thing at New York Comic Con. We're in the documentary with him, which is also a lot of fun. But there's another mystery opponent for Monday. It could be Joe Hendry. I would love to see Joe Hendry and John Cena go off of that.
That would be cool. So, yes,
but I'm glad that he's finally, because he was doing that hybrid. WWE and TNA had a like a crossover deal for a while. And as time's going on, WWE's just been pilfering their top talent and bringing them over to NXT. Right. This was made to happen. You knew this was going to happen. When he showed up as the mystery opponent to Randy Orton at WrestleMania. You were like, big things are going to happen for this guy.
I mean, this was a WWE event. This is Randy Orton. This should have been his thing. But the second Joe Hendry's music popped in, the crowd, the pop you could hear.
And Randy looked around going like this. 100,000 people singing Joe Hendry's song and doing everything with it. It's like, this guy's over. He's not even in the company.
And he's a guest and everyone was into it.
Yeah.
So, yes.
I mean, the only other guy I could see that could be that huge to come over like that would be MJF from AEW.
Yeah.
If you don't know who he is, big wrestler in AEW. He was one of Adam Sandler's sons in Happy Gilmore too. But like if he walked in there, that place would go fucking apeshit for him.
Yeah. So,
but anyway, so yes, Joe Hendry has officially signed with the WWE. What else?
Yeah, Woodpit is he's definitely right. He is gonna be so big. It's true. And again, he doesn't even have to wrestle. Just keep doing the gimmick, and
gimmick is fantastic.
Something near and dear to our hearts. iHeartRadio is bringing a scrolling experience to AM/FM radio with a TikTok radio. They're aiming to bring TikTok experience to AM/FM radios for the first time with a new launch of a new fast-paced national broadcast and digital audio channel inspired by short-form video platforms, culture, music, and creators. It's going to pair the platform's top creators with iHeart personalities to deliver trend-driven storytelling, cultural commentary, and emerging music, and mirror an offering made on satellite radio since 2021.
Well, hold on. Let's pause it there for a second. So I heard this announcement. I go, how is that happening? Is the deal done with SiriusXM? It's not. So we talked about it. The video is available up on our YouTube channel there. If you look for this over there on our YouTube channel, we did a thing about TikTok radio and SiriusXM. Now, the problem with that was that when they did TikTok radio and SiriusXM, they were bringing the trending music from TikTok, which say what you want about TikTok. It is a force to be dealt with as far as exposing artists to audiences and music getting popular again. Radio's not necessarily doing it as much anymore just because they don't have that kind of grasp on the audience. But also, the streaming platforms are great if you know of it to look for it. Sometimes if you're in certain algorithms, you'll be introduced to things. But YouTube and TikTok are the big places to find new music. So totally makes sense. Where SiriusXM fucked up is they were bringing a lot of these TikTok stars on to voice track in between music tracks to introduce songs. They're not hosting shows per se, but they're hosting music shows. They're terrible. They talk like this. They have no energy. Like they do stuff. They're creative on TikTok, but they're not voices. They're not personalities that can talk. And they put them on there, and it sounds like shit. So what iHeart is doing, and I'll give iHeart some props on this, doing TikTok radio. They're bringing personalities from TikTok. They're starting a podcast network with TikTok on the app. 20, I think it's 25 different personalities are going to have shows. Now, this could be a disaster or it could be a success. What I will say is that this is at least different than hiring celebrities to do podcasts all the time.
Yeah.
Yes, you bring celebrities that will have an audience, but they don't last long because they're terrible at doing shows. They're not good. They're not good at the longevity of hosting a show. Some of these personalities that like to talk to people that can do solo speaking things on these live streams, not the lady that killed a guy earlier, but you know, that kind of thing where they can do lives and they can talk to people, the duets and all of that stuff, or even stream their stuff right now to TikTok, have the potential of bringing audiences in to this company to do podcast stuff. So I think that's a better route to go than the celebrity endorsed or the celebrity podcast.
Right.
Has potential. Where it goes, I don't know. But I'll give them that. This is a smarter idea to bring people in because podcasting, personality programming is the way to go. It's not music programming. It's not what radio's currently doing. But having personality programming is the way to go with all this, to compete with shows on YouTube, to compete with podcasts out on Apple and Spotify and all these places. You develop that stuff, they will come to listen to these things, to watch these things. There was something in there that they're going to be involved with iHeart festivals and things now. So
what's going to happen is, like you said, there's going to be 25 creator-led podcasts. It's going to be distributed on iHeart Podcasts, and the show will be available also on the iHeartRadio app and all major podcast platforms. iHeart will also open new co-branded podcast studios in Los Angeles, New York, and Atlanta to produce both audio and video content for their creators. So they're setting up some space. TikTok creators will also gain exclusive access to iHeart events such as iHeartRadio Music Festival and Jingle Ball.
Now, what used to be for Jingle Ball is the biggest concert series that radio does, especially for iHeart. But iHeart also has like the Alter Ego, I think. Alter Ego is the festival where it's all the alternative rock bands. They have the big country festivals. They have all these branded genre festivals. Bringing out the artists that are famous for those genres is one thing. That's great. Some celebrity walk-ons or show up there used to be big. Some still are, but a lot of them, people don't give a shit about celebrities anymore. And for a lot of these younger generations, these people online are the new celebrities. It's not the people on TV. It's not the people in movies. It's people who are doing, that's the guy that punches himself in the nuts all the time. Oh, look at it. He's up there with Dua Lipa. That's fantastic. Who knows? The Texas Cowboy may show up at the iHeart Country Festival. We don't know. He goes up there and he just starts ridiculing all the acts, the people in the audience, whatever. Those are a bigger draw nowadays. It sucks. You know, the days of like being on the radio and doing what we did, it's not really that way anymore. So you kind of have to pivot, if you will.
Pivot.
I don't know if some of these people can do a long-term show like we do, like other shows do. And I'm not saying like, there's a clip where we're going to have to get where started saying there's only 5 people who can do podcasts correctly, and he's one of them. The other one he eventually named was Ron Bennington, which he's 100% correct about. Ron Bennington. But there's more than 5 people that can do this stuff. And Ope is not even one of the 5 people that he's claiming to be on this.
Right.
Point being that what we used to do, what that radio genre used to be, personality shows, we were in a very, I mean, you could get it everywhere.
Right.
But there was no real reciprocal feedback like you have with us, with the chat, with the podcast, with those things. And a lot of the old people in radio that did radio that now can get people clapping back at them, to use a younger term, to respond immediately, to correct information, how we use the chat when we're trying to think of something and somebody brings it in the chat and we bring it up. Oh, yes, that's what we were thinking of. That's how you interact with it now. They don't do that. They don't like putting their stuff out there and then being corrected on things, because what they says goes is not the way it happens anymore. Jared the Geek saying, I wish I had the self-esteem that Opie has. It's not self-esteem. It's delusion. If it's the same motor system, muscle memory system that keeps his heart pumping, is what keeps him going. If that fails, he's not doing it on his own. He hasn't learned. Right. Anyway, doing that style of show doesn't exist anymore. Bringing stuff like on here that could bring audiences in here. Look at Logan Paul, right? He does a podcast now, whether you like him or hate him, but he was out there doing stunts and doing all that stuff. He had transitioned to this thing here. He's got one of the bigger podcasts because of his audience. And some of the interviews he does, especially now that he's in the wrestling world, they're not that bad.
Yeah.
He's learning as he goes. He got to be famous and then started, instead of starting from the bottom where a lot of us did and worked our way up, he got a shortcut. Does it suck for us? Absolutely. Is it aggravating? Yes. But do you fault him for it? No, because the companies took a shot on it and it worked. So got to change your mindset moving forward, or else there's nothing left for us here to do anything. AI is not the answer. I will never go with that. Like, I'll never be on the AI.
You never go full retard.
Never go full AI. You're right. But the TikTok thing, the branding thing here, if they can get some diamonds in the rough to do actual programs that work, then that's the smart brand.
Well, and it sounds like they're trying to do something smart and ahead of it instead of finding out what's popular now and saying, let's just do that again and it not work. Because a lot of companies do that. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, it works out. Who knows? Moving on, Disney and YouTube TV finally reach a carriage deal, ending a 15-day standoff. They have reached a carriage agreement, ending the pitch battle that dragged on for 15 days, frustrating consumers and fascinating the media business. Included in the multi-year pact are carriage of ABC and ESPN, a portfolio of other networks. The unlimited tier of ESPN's new direct-to-consumer streaming outlet will also be included at no extra charge for YouTube TV's 10 million subscribers. The duo bundle of Disney Plus and Hulu will also be made available in select YouTube offerings, the company said, and certain networks will also be a part of a genre-specific package. So it looks like they ended their feud. Someone's going to get paid. Disney notoriously has been asking a lot, and that's why YouTube said no, and then it caused a lot of backlash with YouTube. A lot of people were actually more mad at YouTube for dropping them than Disney being one demanding a lot more in fees.
But here's the thing. That situation is not new. I don't know if you had this out in your area, but at least like in New York, LA, major markets, you were constantly hearing radio ads or ads on TV.
Oh, yeah.
They'd be fighting with
your controller.
They were fighting with Time Warner. They were fighting with Cablevision. They were fighting with Comcast that they may drop. And it's like, that means you'll lose the Yankee games. You'll lose Channel 11. You'll lose all these things here. Call your cable company and demand that they keep their contract. Like, that shit happened all the time.
It happens
and
now,
everybody was pissed at both the cables. Well, the cable systems always sucked, but they were pissed at the cable systems and they were pissed at whatever network was fighting with it. You're going to lose MSG. That means no Knicks games, no Ranger games, no access to this, no boxing, whatever. They would get pissed at both. Like, both of you, this is not something to pit the fucking paying public that you're gouging, by the way, for this stuff and say, have sympathy for us. Go and complain to them. No, nobody did. In fact, with this thing here, ABC asked YouTube, hey, could you please put us back for election night? Because, it's kind of they were trying to play it off like a public service kind of thing.
Yeah.
YouTube didn't balk. They said no. And did not put them back on for election night. So you didn't have that on there.
Yeah.
Fuck all of this stuff.
No, exactly. So whatever. It is what it is. I don't subscribe. Doesn't affect me. Alien Earth, a show that I love that Eric hasn't watched yet, but probably should, has now been renewed for a season 2. In addition, the series creator Noah Hawley, who has signed on for no overall deal with FX and Disney Entertainment. He goes, I'm thrilled that this expanded deal opens the door to new opportunities across all of Disney Entertainment television. FX has always supported bold character-driven storytelling from the very beginning with Fargo, which he has done. That's encouraged me to take creative risks and follow the story wherever it leads. I'm grateful to continue exploring the world of Alien Earth alongside our partners, cast, and crew as we begin the next chapter. According to an individual with knowledge of the situation, Hawley's overall deal is valued at 9 figures. Production of season 2 Alien Earth will begin in London in 2026, whereas the first season was shot entirely in Thailand. I love the show. A lot of people are mixed. I thought it was fun. I thought it was good. I think it has potential to be even better than it was. I'm glad they're going to get at least a season 2 to wrap up some of those leftover storylines that they opened up toward the end. So we'll see. But that got a season 2. What didn't get any more seasons is Poker Face over on Peacock. They decided not to renew it for a 3rd season. Natasha Lyonne exits as the star, but series creator Ryan Johnson has said that there are more mysteries ahead for the show's signature character to solve. The other night, he said they are going to begin an effort to shop the show to other broadcasters for a 2-season commitment. The shocker is that Peter Dinklage will now take over the role as Charlie, who was the main character. I'm
tired of Peter Dinklage.
Right.
Not just him, he's fine. He's good enough in his acting stuff, but just his public nonsense.
Yeah.
All the time. The shit with Snow White, the shit with Willow. It's like, shut the fuck up. Enough. You're lucky to be where you are. I know. I mean, it's enough challenges for an actor, especially for him. And he's been very lucky and very good in what he's been in. But just enough of him. Go away for a while.
Right. And then we'll go ahead and wrap this up with Monarch, a show that we both enjoyed that was actually really, really good. They are indeed getting a season 2. The premiere date for season 2 is going to be February 27th. They're going to do a 10-episode second run. First episode followed by one episode. The first episode is the 27th of February, followed by one episode every Friday until May 1st. It has now been officially announced that Kurt Russell will return as Lee Shaw's older version, following season 1's finale, which left his fate kind of in limbo as he stayed behind and saved everybody else. So I'm excited. I love it. They did show some footage of it, like a mini trailer the other day. It looks like King Kong is going to be part of it, whereas most of it was centered around Godzilla and some of the other big monsters and the other Titans.
I love the show King Kong on the bridge in San Francisco with all of that.
Yeah, it was really cool. So there's that. That wraps up what we're going to do just so we can get Eric out of here and get to the toy store. Some of the stories for next week, because I'm going to start announcing stuff.
Not for me, by the way. I mean, maybe something for me.
Some fun toys.
No, somebody I made a promise to that is getting very impatient.
Skittles. Yeah, so that should be fun. Some of the things we will talk about next week, it did come up in the chat, and I hear you. Valve did announce a new Steam machine. We're going to talk about price, some specs, what it means for Steam gaming. Are the console wars back? That sort of thing. And then stuff about Super Mario Galaxy's new trailer. So we'll talk about that stuff this Thursday. You guys got a short break because of our delay in this week's show.
If this is a real person, I know what this alludes to, but yes, hit the like button if you're in here. That does help out the program. We do need to go and do the plugs. It is time to get out of here. So Jordan, our nation's eyes turn to you.
Check me on X, Instagram. Sometimes I'll pop in on Blue Sky at Jinx Ronan, Twitch, Jinx Ronan 79. I might try to stream some stuff tonight if Eric and I get into Fortnite. Maybe I'll throw that up there. We do a dual stream as well. If you have Amazon Prime and you want to use that free Twitch subscription, use it on our show. It's Eric Nagel. Go over there. You get 1 month free. You can renew it every month. Just click that little subscribe button. It should give you the Amazon Prime option. Do that. Helps the show. Doesn't cost you anything extra. And there you go. Help us out.
All right. For me and for the show on all the socials, at It's Eric Nagel. If you're on the iHeartRadio app, do us a kindness. Put us at number 1 in the preset position on said app. If you're on Apple and Spotify, any of those kind of places, go over there, do us a kindness, and leave us a positive review. It does help out the program. We do have access to the Spotify review section now, so we can interact and see what you're saying and doing over there. And don't lie, because we'll know. If you want to join us live each and every week, you can do so on go to our live rooms, YouTube and on YouTube and Twitch, all under It's Eric Nagel. Like and subscribe. Memberships coming in a couple weeks to the YouTube channel with some back catalogs that I think you're going to enjoy. We'll announce that closer to the release date. Next week on the program, Joel Denver, the guy who's behind the AI syndicated radio stuff, is going to be joining the show. We're going to talk to him and see how all that goes. Outside of that, the YouTube stuff. Oh yeah, whenever you can watch it, everything's available. Shows, best of, clips, all of that stuff, all on the YouTube channel. Go and subscribe there. Yep. That is it, right?
Yep, that's it. Short break, so we'll see you guys soon.
All right. Until the next time, everybody.
Be excellent to each other.
We'll be seeing you.
It's Eric Nagel.
Batman is so much cooler than James Bond.
What are you talking about? 007 has all those gadgets.
Batman has a utility belt.
007 has a fancy car.
Batman has the Batmobile.
007 gets all the ladies.
Batman has Robin. We get ESPN, right?
Alas, we're out of time.
Follow It's Eric Nagel on social media platforms. For ways to watch and listen to the show, or join us for the live shows, head over to itsericnagel.com. Yo, and remember to tell 2 friends so they can tell 2 friends, and they can tell 2 friends, they can tell 2 friends, they can tell 2 friends. You get the idea.
Keep it real, homies.